5. Electricity demand is skyrocketing, and lawmakers want to know why.
Senate Democrats are now demanding answers from tech companies about whether the growing number of data centers needed to fuel the artificial intelligence boom are driving up Americans' electric bills. They claim utility bills have skyrocketed as much as 267% in the last 5 years in areas where there's significant data center activity. In letters sent to Google, Amazon, and Meta, among others, the senators accuse the companies of using hard-nosed tactics to secure cheap rates, while utilities spend billions upgrading the grid to meet the unprecedented energy demands of AI.
ABC's Nicole D'Antonio. Several women have filed suit against a dating app company alleging it allowed a sexual predator to target women.
His name is Dr. Stephen Matthews. He's a cardiologist, and he was sentenced in Colorado last year to 158 years in prison for drugging and sexually assaulting nearly a dozen women he met online. Now, several of those women are suing Match Group, the parent company behind the popular dating apps Tinder and Hinge. The lawsuit claims the company failed to protect the women from Matthews, allowing him to remain on its platforms for years, despite receiving complaints against him.
ABC's Sophie Flay. Match Group says it's committed to strengthening safety efforts. FIFA says a winner of the 2026 World Cup will get $50 million from a $655 million prize pool. That's up from $42 million won by Argentina in 2022. Dave Packer, ABC News.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for autopay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
News Talk 610 AM and 102.1 FM. KBNU.
It's now 5:05 on this Wednesday afternoon. I'm Will Feelright, checking our local headline. Well, the Utah Department of Transportation is deploying new sensors and artificial intelligence at their port of entries to proactively identify tire problems on commercial freight and transport trucks that aim to prevent dangerous failures on state highways. Now, the technology, which is known as in-road tire anomaly detection, uses sensors embedded in the road to measure each tire as a truck passes over it. Now, the data is then fed into screening software, which creates a digital image of the tire. The system then uses programmed tests supported by artificial intelligence to flag abnormalities that could indicate a tire failure risk. Now, UDOT's motor carrier senior business analyst Howard Trexler said the new system is improving mobility, health, and economy for everyone throughout the state.
Many people believe that tire anomaly system is here to catch flat tires. The tire anomaly system is a small tool that flags a tire to say for some reason it's different. It is up to the human element to inspect that tire and figure out if the difference is something benign, such as there's a new tire and an old tire sitting next to each other, or something that's dangerous, such as a tire that is completely flat and coming off the rim that we just can't see because it's the inner tire of a dual.
Now, UDOT is already using the new technology at 6 of its port of entries, including the one in Perry, with others expected to be added soon. In other news, the Utah Division of Consumer Protection is warning residents to be wary of common holiday scams this time of year, highlighting the use of gift cards is normally the first warning sign. Now, scammers utilize several tactics to try to pressure victims into providing card information, including impersonating the IRS or law enforcement to demand payment for missed jury duty or other scams. Now, other methods include tech support scams, where callers claim that a computer has viruses to gain remote access. There's also prize-winning scams where people claim that you have to pay a fee up front in order to collect the prize. Now, officials emphasize that legitimate government agencies and tech companies do not accept gift cards as payment. Victims should report fraud immediately to the card issuer, such as Apple or Amazon, as some companies can stop the transaction and issue a refund if the funds have not yet been spent. And the Capitol Preservation Board voted on Monday to relocate the state auditor's office in the Capitol's first floor, and that's escalating a dispute with Republican auditor Tina Cannon. Now, Cannon argues that the forced move, conducted without her input, is threatening the independence of her watchdog role. Now, the board, comprising top lawmakers and state officials, intends to use the auditor's current suite to house more legislators in the main building. Now, while Senate President Stuart Adams claims the relocation follows state statute, Cannon alleges that the board has denied her access to space assessments and architectural plans. Well, we're going to continue to see the clouds and a small chance of still some isolated showers, thunderstorms as we head into the next couple of days, as the storm did bring quite a bit of wind and a little bit of rain. And now we'll continue to see this chance of moisture continuing tomorrow into Friday, even a mix of rain and snow possible for Saturday into Sunday. But overall, it looks like we're not going to get our wish for a white Christmas, as temperatures still going to stay in the mid to high 40s as we head into next week, be back into the mid 50s possibly by a week from now on Christmas Eve. And Weather This Hour is brought to you by our friend Dr. Keith Nilsson. You know, for 27 years now, he's been helping to eliminate people's knee pain. Find out how he can do it for you with his Omnibotic knee replacement system. It boasts a 97% patient satisfaction rate. It's Dr. Keith Nilsson. And I'm Wolf Feelright with your KVNU local headlines.
This is Dr. Paul Daines at Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. This time of year is filled with wonderful sounds, from music and family parties to an I love you from a grandchild. Don't miss any of these special moments. Let us help you or a loved one with a plan to improve your quality of life through better hearing. Visit us at 485 North Main Street in Logan or call to make an appointment at 753-4327. That's 753-HEAR, or find us at cachehearing.com.
Local news and the best talk. News Talk KVNU.
You're on your way to work when that little light pops on. The one that says, hey, you need service. But who has time to sit in a waiting room? West Motor Ford will pick up your vehicle from home or work, service it, and bring it right back. Pickup and delivery are completely free within a 35-mile radius. That's anywhere from Malad to Montpelier, Hiram to Tremonton. Plus, get $25 off any repair over $250. Schedule your free pickup and delivery at westmotorford.com or call 208-852-3850.
Is your family visiting for the holidays, or are they already here? Well, they have laundry to do using your machines, and it'll take away hours from your family time. We'll send them to Mount Logan Laundry with the large 55 and 80-pound washers and dryers that dry 30% faster. They'll find clean, comfortable environment with free Wi-Fi internet and drop-off service, and they'll be back in no time. Recommend Mount Logan Laundry. They're at 5th East and 9th North in Logan, or in Brigham City on the corner of 1st East and 7th South. Mount Logan Laundry, the cleanest spot in town.
Aggie basketball is heard here.
You know, there's a pride in this.
KVNU is your station for the best game day coverage, with pregame beginning 1 hour before tip-off, play-by-play and postgame interviews, and Aggie call afterwards. It's Aggie basketball on News Talk KVNU 610 AM, 102.1 FM, online at kvnutalk.com, and the KVNU mobile app, the heritage home for the Aggies.
Welcome back to KVNU's For the People. Hour 2 of today's show. I'm Jason Williams. 40 degrees here at the Radio Ranch. 5:12 in the afternoon. Been a gray and rainy day. Not snowy, but rainy day here in Logan. So hope you're headed off somewhere warm in your evening. Joining us right now is a very special guest. I mentioned at the start of our show that we try to spotlight, in the holiday season, try to spotlight every opportunity we get, some kind of good deed you can do, whether that be, donating time or money to the food pantry or CAPSA, or helping with a volunteer project in your local neighborhood. It's part of what makes this season the season it is, right? This one was sent to me by a listener, and I'll be honest with you, I haven't had something hit me in the feels quite so hard in quite some time. And I'm a calloused, cynical political junkie, but it's an opportunity that I'm happy to be a part of, to put a spotlight on this. What was shared with me was a GoFundMe link, and in the link to that GoFundMe fundraiser was a story of a family that, I just, how to put this in words, but a family that, welcoming a new child into the world, was suddenly faced with some unbelievable challenges. And joining us right now from that very family, we're honored to be able to put the spotlight on Chelsey Davids. And Chelsey, appreciate you taking some time to join us today. I know no one wakes up in the morning and thinks, hey, I want to have thousands of people listening to me on the radio. That'll be fun, right? But we appreciate you being game to do it anyway. If you can, tell listeners a little bit about your story and your son, Clair.
So Clair, my pregnancy with Clair was actually pretty normal and healthy. And then I actually went into just my regular doctor checkup, and I told my doctor, I was like, yeah, I've had, decreased fetal movement. I'm 37 weeks pregnant, so he's probably just getting squished in there. And my doctor was great. He sent me straight over to labor and delivery to get a non-stress test done. And they ended up doing an emergency C-section, and it was so quick that my husband, he didn't even have time to make it to the hospital.
Wow.
So their staff was amazing. Like I just handed my phone off to one of the nurses, and she's like, okay, how good of pictures do you want? And
really?
She started taking pictures of everything. She was amazing. And then he ended up staying in the NICU for about 21 days. Or no, just kidding, 13 days. He got released from the NICU on the 21st of October. And before we left the NICU, they had a neonatal neurologist come in and sit down with us, and he told us that he was diagnosing him with hypoxic ischemic encephalopathy. And I had no idea what that was. So he explained to us that essentially he was he was lack of oxygen for a certain amount of time while he was still in my belly, probably due to a blood clot in the umbilical cord, or the umbilical cord being wrapped around his neck or something. And that there was a very high possibility of him having cerebral palsy. So that was kind of his birth story. And then when we got home, we had lots of support. We had neighbors. We had just barely moved to Soda Springs from Bancroft, and we had all of our new neighbors were bringing us over food, and it was really nice to be welcomed into the community that way.
That's so great to hear, because, understandably, no family is prepared for this, right? Financially, time-wise, your stress level. It's hard enough just to welcome a new child, right? And now suddenly you're looking at what is and what was striking for me reading your story in the GoFundMe fundraiser description, Chelsey, is we're talking about a little boy who really has beaten some odds already, right?
Oh yeah. So he actually stopped breathing when he was 4 months old.
Oh, wow.
It was like 5:30 in the morning, and I was at the gym. So my husband was home with both of the kids, and I went to it's called Quick Stop. So it's like a Chevron, like a gas and go kind of thing, and to get a breakfast sandwich after my morning workout to kind of reward myself, And I get a call from my husband. He's like, "Get home now. Claire's not breathing." And I actually drove like 86 over the overpass in our town that was like 35. It's posted, the posted speed's 35 miles an hour. And I guess so I had called 911 to tell him, hey, this is the situation. I'm going fast, and I guess that the cop that was on duty was trying to pull me over.
Oh, really?
And I had no idea. So I get home. Oh yeah, like I was going very, very fast. And so he had called over like their radio. So he's like, I'll be in pursuit, because he's thinking this person's not stopping for me. And so they had went and they were like, hey, Chelsey, what kind of truck are you driving? So I told them, and they're like, stand down. That's there's CPR in progress on a 4-month-old. And we got him down to Caribou Medical Center, and they suctioned his lungs out and got him breathing. And I told Cash, I was like, I never thought that I would be so happy to hear a baby cry at 5:30 in the morning.
Sure. Normally something no parent wants to hear, right? But
for
you, that was the child breathing again, right?
Yes. Yeah. And then they ended up transporting us to Portneuf Medical Center. And then they diagnosed him with chronic aspiration. So we had to thicken all of his liquids. Really? And it was so specific, because you couldn't just put any old thickener in it. Like, you had to get this specific thickener, and his bottle, the temperature in the water had to be like 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And then you had to mix they call it gel mix. You had to mix the gel mix in there, and then you had to mix the formula in there. And then we had to fortify the formula, because he was low weight, because he wasn't eating. And it was a headache there for a minute, but he's a trooper for being so patient with us.
That is honestly an amazing story, because the odds so very stacked against this little tyke, and yet has, as you put in your description on the GoFundMe fundraiser, he's already kind of rewritten some of the rules from what doctors have told you, and then he's surpassed that. But since all of this, it sounds like young Clair has been diagnosed with epilepsy, cortical visual impairment, meaning his vision will be somewhat impaired. But a ray of hope. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he's responded to some certain therapies, some treatments. But unfortunately, those treatments come with a pretty lofty price tag, $15,000, and you're looking at maybe twice a year on these?
Yes. Wow. Yeah. So they have stem cell treatments in Panama, and the stem cells in Panama are a lot different from the stem cells in the United States, because Panama's actually been doing it since, I think, don't quote me on this, I want to say it was 2005. They've been open for over 20 years. And we didn't start testing stem cells in the United States until 2013. And so Panama has a different type of stem cells where they take and they've tested the different types of stem cells, and they've identified 6 specific types of stem cells that would benefit the healing of the brain tissue and the form of the myelin on your nerves and stuff like that. So like the myelin is what makes the messages travel from your brain to, your fingertips, to move your fingertips quicker.
Okay.
And so they've tested these 6 different types, and they only give him these 6 specific types of stem cells, and they actually give him more of them in a shorter time frame than they would in the United States.
Really?
And they call them golden stem cells. If you want to do a little bit of digging on that, you can.
I believe that means they're taken from spinal cord fluid, I think. Am I correct?
They take them from cord blood in healthy pregnancies.
Oh, okay. All right. That makes sense.
Yes. They do have spinal cord. They have spinal cord stem cells. They have bone marrow stem cells. They even have like fatty tissue stem cells. So there's an array of different types of stem cells. But for the types of stem cells that Clair would benefit the most from is the cord blood stem cells.
The science behind it is fascinating, but again, just keep going back to what struck me, Chelsey, is reading the story of your family from Clair's birth to the diagnosis to being given some pretty dire prognosis from doctors, and then having Claire beat those odds. But also the description of having to deal with in just a short amount of time of this child's life. You say 9 different specialty physicians, 11 different therapists, and unimaginable amount of time for you and your husband and your other child as well. And yet here are these photos of everybody smiling. Everybody show, including Claire.
Yes.
That to me is fascinating, and the fact that he is responding to some of these therapies. But for listeners, again, we're speaking with Chelsey today because the Davids family out of Soda Springs is reaching out for help. These therapies and travel to Panama to have them done. Obviously not cheap. $15,000 each session, and likely a couple of sessions a year. But this could make the entire difference for young Claire's life and future. So the GoFundMe link is on our Facebook page. And Chelsey, I have to ask, how are you and your husband coping with this? Are you finding space to take a breather, to step back and collect once in a while? This sounds like a lot.
Yes. Yeah. We have amazing parents on both sides. So my mom, she loves my kids. So I always joke with her. I'm like, I'm just going to go drop them off at your doorstep and then ding dong ditch you. And she's like, that's fine with me. So we have,
I love that.
My mom, and then our old neighbor from Bancroft, she was amazing. She actually was watching Claire when he had a different unrelated non-breathing episode. I was at work, and we have a scanner there, and I hear on the EMS and the fire scanner, please respond code 3 to an infant not breathing.
Oh wow!
And yeah, so he stopped breathing on us a couple of times. So, but I made it to Bancroft pretty quick after I heard that, and it was her address. But when I showed up, I was like, this is why you're on the list of people that I trust to watch him, because you have no problem with calling, even if it's nothing, So, because I'd rather be safe than sorry, especially with everything we've been presented with him. So we have a really good community here, and we have good family. So we find time for ourselves, even though sometimes you kind of have to. My husband kind of tells me we have to go on a date. you
sure.
know,
it's important.
So yes,
it is to have the time for yourself and the time for the two of you as a married couple as well, and yet this situation is got to be taxing time wise. Again, reading your story, I was just struck over and over that I mean, I can't think of a better word, but the happiness I see in the photos, despite the challenges that you're facing, and it made me want to bring you onto the show and give our listeners a chance to help. For those interested, by the way, I've linked to this on our Facebook page. Again, there's a link to the GoFundMe fundraiser for the Davids family and for Claire to meet those medical challenges right in the face. And it is an opportunity for you to help, obviously. And Chelsey, it looks like about halfway there. You've set a $6,000 goal, which is pretty humble considering the costs you're facing on this. I'd like to see that surpassed if our listeners can help. But you're already there. That has to feel good, right? The community support.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I posted it the night that I posted it. I remember I posted it and I set my phone down and we went and we ate dinner and whatever. And then I came back and I looked at my husband. I can't even remember. I think it was already at $300 or $400. And I looked at my husband. I'm like, we already have this much money. And he's like, are you kidding? And I was just blown away by how much support that we had already gotten in like 30 minutes. So
that is amazing.
Yes, we're very grateful to everybody that believes that this will, help Claire, and that all these people that have just come out and they're like, we support you, we support your family, we support Claire.
That is, again, for listeners, Claire beating the odds and responding well to stem cell treatments and hyperbaric oxygen treatments that will be in the future. As you write, Chelsey, in the GoFundMe description, cerebral palsy has no cure, but Claire has surpassed expectations in responding to these therapies. But again, for listeners, these come at a cost. Without the full support of insurance, they're looking at $15,000 plus for each treatment, and that has to be done every 6 to 9 months, with additional costs for the hyperbaric oxygen treatments that are going to be a regular requirement, and of course travel to Panama to have these done. So the Davids family is asking for help. If you can give $10, $100, whatever you can do, help them out. The GoFundMe link, again, on our Facebook page, and we wanted to spotlight them here on the show today because, again, what a story. It is, no parent is prepared for this. No family is prepared for this. Hard enough just to welcome a new child into the family with these medical challenges and even bigger challenge. And, of course, cerebral palsy comes with its own unique challenges. And but Chelsey, I have to say again, just hats off to the positivity I hear in your voice, the ability to meet these challenges yourself as a parent. And again, the photos of Claire looking happy, just so great to see. This is what's home life like for all of you when you do get those moments just to be home as a family. What do you do to fill your time?
We have movie nights here and there. I'm trying to talk my husband into doing like a set movie night every week. But we have some chickens in the backyard. So my 4-year-old, he likes to go help mom feed the chickens.
Oh, very nice.
And so we're very outdoorsy. We have a good group of friends. They'll come over every so often. They all love my kids. We'll go and we'll play games at our dining room table. This Halloween, they all came over and we carved pumpkins together. And it was kind of like our family plus our 4 additional friends.
That is very nice.
Yes.
This is happy to know that you're at least getting those moments of normal family time, and despite all of these challenges. And for listeners, the Davids family out of Soda Springs asking for a little help as they face some pretty significant medical cost challenges as a family for their newborn son, Claire, who is, correct me if I'm wrong, Chelsey, nearing or just past 6 months?
He's 2, actually, right now.
I'm sorry. The diagnosis was 6. Okay.
Yes, he was
misread.
6 months old and he got diagnosed with cerebral palsy.
So this has been a lengthy process for you and your family. But again, just happy to be able to spotlight it here on the show, and happy to learn that things are progressing in a positive way. Again, for listeners, at 6 months old, now 2-year-old Claire was officially diagnosed with quadriplegic cerebral palsy. And as Chelsey has told us, that hasn't stopped his own determination to beat this and ability to enjoy life. But they're going to need some help. So anything you can give, the GoFundMe link, again, linked on our Facebook page for KVNU's For the People. You can also simply search at GoFundMe.com, a simple search for Help Claire, spelled CLAIR, Help Claire Access Life-Changing Therapies. You'll find the fundraiser as well and see some great photos of the family there, including, again, a smiling Claire alongside the rest of the family. And Chelsey, again, I know it's awkward to be put in the spotlight this way, but appreciate you being game to do it. Hopefully our listeners can step up and help you out. And if nothing else, if you can't give, spread the word on this. Share it on your own social media feeds as well. GoFundMe is a great resource to help families in these situations. And Claire, I hope we have the opportunity to check in with you and your family again in the future and see how things are going.
Yes, I would love that.
Our pleasure. And thank you again for your time today. Thinking of you and your family, and best of luck as you meet these challenges. I hope all goes well in Panama, and that Claire continues to respond well to the therapies. And if you need movie night suggestions, give us a call.
Deal.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us today, Chelsey. And please, again, we'll check in, see how things are going after some time passes. And one more time for our listeners, at GoFundMe.com, simply search for Help Claire, CLAIR, Access Life-Changing Therapies, or follow the link to the fundraiser I've posted to the KVNU's For the People Facebook page. Thanks again to Chelsey Davids. Best of luck to you, your family, and especially to Claire as you meet these challenges. And thank you for taking some time to tell us about what's going on. And we'll speak again soon.
Awesome. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Oh, our pleasure. Thanks to you. And thanks to our listeners as well for being here. Please share the link to the fundraiser. If nothing else, get word out on this and stick around. More of For the People after this look at the news with KVNU's Will Feel Right.
Well, thank you, Jason. As we've been talking about today, Logan City Council appointing Melissa Dowley last night as its newest member, filling a vacancy that was left by Mark Anderson ahead of his transition to become Logan's new mayor. Now, Dowley was chosen from a pool of 9 applicants following a series of interviews regarding their backgrounds and community involvement. Now, in the end, the council voted 3-1 in favor of Dowley, with Councilmember Ernesto Lopez casting the lone dissenting vote for candidate Scott Merson. Now, Dowley previously had ran for a council seat in the municipal election back in November, where she narrowly lost by less than 1%. Now, a chair of the Logan Parks and Recreation Advisory Board, Dowley has also served on the Woodruff Neighborhood Council. She is scheduled to be officially sworn in during the next council meeting on January 6th. Meanwhile, a Utah coin collector is reporting the loss of over 100 silver dollars that are valued at approximately $10,000 after he claims he checked them in with his luggage at the Salt Lake City International Airport. Now, Darren King says he was traveling to Whitehorse, Yukon in Canada by Delta Airlines when the disappearance occurred. Now, King claims that he checked the bag containing the rare coins, some dating back to the 1800s, to avoid lengthy security screenings. Now, upon retrieving his bag, though, in Vancouver, he claims that nearly all the coins were missing. Now, Salt Lake City police reported that ramp employees found a few fallen coins and returned them to the bag, but found no evidence of theft. Now, Delta Airlines, meanwhile, stated that it completed a thorough investigation into the matter. King, meanwhile, remains unsatisfied, maintaining that a security breach occurred and that his valuables have yet to be recovered. And a 19-year-old man was injured last night after being struck by a vehicle in a rural part of Duchesne County. The Duchesne County Sheriff's Office reporting that first responders were called to the scene at about 10 o'clock last night. Emergency personnel and law enforcement were on site for several hours, managing the incident and investigating. Authorities have not disclosed the severity of the man's injuries or confirmed whether or not the driver of the vehicle remained at the scene. Well, we're going to continue to see a chance of rain over the next several days, as tonight temperatures are going to drop into the low 30s. We'll continue to see some rain and wind in this storm. And then tomorrow, mix of rain and snow possible. That's going to continue Friday and into the weekend, as daytime temperatures, though, still staying right around the mid-40s with overnight temperatures right around the low 30s. As we look ahead to next week, even though we'll enjoy the moisture, with the temperatures staying where they're at, doesn't look like we're going to see a white Christmas. But let's hope that the ski resorts are able to get a little bit of snow from this rain that we're going to be receiving. And it's Allen Law Office that brings you weather here at the bottom of the hour. Don't put it off until it's too late. Allen Law Office handles wills and trusts. It's all they do. They can help you make sure that your estate is all taken care of. 435-227-5468 for Allen Law Office. And I'm Will Theorite with your KVNU local headlines.
ABC ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. House Republicans passed their health care package this evening that does not extend Affordable Care Act subsidy, set to expire in 2 weeks. The bill expected to die in the Senate, but 4 Republicans joined Democrats in a maneuver to do an end run around Republican House leadership to bring a vote on subsidies to the floor next month. Providence police hoping the public can help with a person of interest seen on home surveillance cameras as they investigate the deadly weekend shooting at Brown University. Chief Colonel Oscar Perez says they are
close enough that we feel that we need to speak with them.
The suspect still at large. Nick Reiner making his first court appearance today, charged with the murder of his parents, Hollywood director Rob Reiner and Michelle Singer. Reiner did not enter a plea. President Trump set to address the nation tonight. The president expected to talk about his administration's accomplishments during his first 11 months in office, while revealing his plans for next year and for the rest of his term in the White House. This is ABC News.
You work before dawn and long past dusk. At Black Cliffs Equipment, we see that. That's why we bring you Massey Ferguson tractors. Right now, get 0% financing for up to 84 months on select tractor models. Plus, great offers on hay equipment. And when the work gets tough, our service team is here to help with genuine AGCO parts. As a way of saying thanks for all you do, mention this ad when you come in for a free gift. Black Cliffs Equipment, your Massey Ferguson dealer in Hyde Park.
Hi everyone, it's Congressman Blake Moore here. Strong families are the bedrock of our communities. That's why I'm focused on bringing Utah's core values to Washington and advancing pro-family legislation. This year, I helped permanently increase the child tax credit, create investment accounts for children, and incentivize employers to provide better access to child care, benefiting families and setting up our next generation for success. As a father of 4 boys, family is everything, and I'm continuing to work on solutions to make raising a family in America more affordable. To learn more about what I'm doing to advocate for you and your family in Congress, sign up for my weekly e-newsletter at blakemore.house.gov and follow along on social media at Rep. Blake Moore. If your family needs help navigating a federal agency or has questions about what I'm working on, please give my office a call at 801-625-0107. Happy to also help coordinate U.S. Capitol tours, take your comments, and provide legislative updates at any time. It's our honor to serve you and your family in Congress. Thank you. Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
This Christmas, give your home the upgrade it deserves. This is Jay with Daryl's Appliance and unwrapping new deals on scratch and dent appliances. For a limited time, you can get an extra 10% off scratch and dent appliances. Just scan the QR code in-store to redeem the coupon. And remember, when you buy from Daryl's, you're never on your own because we service what we sell. Expert technicians, dependable support, and hometown care long after the holidays are over. Daryl's Appliance, where great deals come with great service.
What if your holiday gift could feed a hungry child or warm someone right here in Cache Valley? This Christmas, you can. The Light the World giving machines are on Center Street in Logan now through December 31st, where giving is as easy as buying a candy bar. From chickens and blankets to fruit trees, bicycles, and school supplies. 5 local charities and 2 global charities. Just tap a button and choose a gift that changes a life. Every penny goes straight to charity. Visit givingmachine.org to learn more.
Hey Chuck, can you walk our listeners through the process of getting a signature loan from Dollar Loan Center and don'tbebroke.com?
You just need a couple things: a state-issued ID, a recent pay stub, proof of residence, the basics. You fill out a simple application in the store or on your phone if you like, and applying is free at the DLC. For a new customer, all this takes around 30 minutes and you're out the door. Cash in hand. Look, we even throw in the first week's interest for free. We're also a direct lender, not a lead generator that will just sell your information over and over. Be careful of that and always use a direct licensed lender like the DLC.
DLC lends up to $5,000 in minutes, and you can get your cash in person at one of our 70 locations, on our website, don'tbebroke.com, or even over the phone with one of our helpful, real staff members. You're gonna love Dollar Loan Center.
Licensed by the Utah Department of Financial Institutions, subject to approval. Limitations may apply. See website for details.
Welcome back to KVNU's For the People. Thanks again to Chelsey Davids for joining us. I almost feel bad doing that sometimes. She was She was very nervous, and nobody, like I say, nobody wakes up in the morning and thinks, I want to be on the radio with thousands of people listening to every word I say. Well, I do, but I've been doing this a while. But it was scary for me, even at first. But she was game and happy to spotlight their fundraiser as well. For those just tuning in, again, the Davids family, located in Soda Springs. A listener actually sent this to me. And as I read the story in the GoFundMe fundraiser description and saw the photos of not only the Davids family, but 2-year-old Claire, again, diagnosed at 6 months old with spastic quadriplegic cerebral palsy, also diagnosed with several other health issues, including one that is going to limit Claire's vision throughout life. And despite, as Chelsey says, from the moment of the emergency C-section to a scary moment when Claire stopped breathing and CPR was administered, all the way to the drive to the hospital, to finally being diagnosed at 6 months old again with quadriplegic cerebral palsy. And then in addition to that, the costs of, as Chelsey noted in our conversation, 9 different specialty physicians on a regular basis, 11 different therapists, and of course, countless hours of home intervention and neuroplasticity treatment, which is a form of physical therapy, but on the brain. And I mean, this just a lot for a family. They have an older son as well, and a young married couple dealing with all of this. So the reason for the fundraiser, again, is that they found that it was a long shot, but they found it was worth it. Claire is responding to this stem cell therapy that is only done in Panama. They use stem cells taken from, they use a very long needle to do this, but they use stem cells that can be taken from the umbilical cord of a healthy pregnancy. So women are encouraged to donate these cells while they're pregnant, and those stem cells can then be used in this stem cell therapy that again, thankfully, Claire is actually responding to. Very good news for the Davids family. But the cost is about $15,000 a treatment, and insurance only picks up a bit of that. And they'll need to do this every 6 to 9 months for the foreseeable future until Claire reaches developmental adulthood, basically. So this is a huge burden for the family, time-wise, stress and anxiety, and they're asking for a little financial help as they make their way through this process with Claire. So again, I've linked to it on our Facebook page for the For the People program on Facebook. There's a link to the GoFundMe fundraiser, but also at GoFundMe.com, you can just simply search for Help Claire, spelled C-L-A-I-R again, Help Claire Access Life-Changing Therapies, and you'll find that fundraiser. They're about 60% of the way to their goal, which is a humble $6,000. I would love to see our listeners who can, if you can spare some, I'd love to see them push that above what the Davids family is asking for. I feel like this is a very humble ask of $6,000. So put them over the top. And while you're there, of course, at the GoFundMe link, check out the photos that Chelsey has posted of her family, but also of Claire. And the challenges this 2-month-old child is facing, but yet seeing the smile on his face in some of the photos, and just I don't know what a challenge for this family. It's one that definitely tugged at my heartstrings. So thank you to Chelsey again for coming on the show today to talk about it and share the word. If you can't give, I understand. We've all been in that situation, right? Especially at the holidays. If you don't have even $10 to spare, spread the word. Share the link to the GoFundMe fundraiser on your own social media page. Get word out on this and help this family meet some of these challenges. So, again, a pleasure to be able to spotlight that on the show today. And we'll check in. As Chelsey promised, she would let us check in as time passes on how things are going. So, Speaking of donations, the American Red Cross of Utah is asking, this is part of a yearly drive that they do. They're asking for donations during National Giving Month. Full details on this at cashvalleydaily.com, but the American Red Cross of Utah is asking for life-saving donations. This is, again, an annual drive that they do, and the reason they do this is that blood donations decline during the holiday season. People are traveling. They've got plans with family. They're finishing up some work before a long holiday break, whatever it might be. And so they do see a significant decline, and this has led to shortages in emergency rooms and hospitals around the country at a time when there's actually an increase in motor vehicle accidents and wintertime emergencies. So in Utah, the Red Cross says 45 hospitals rely on Red Cross for critical supplies used in trauma victim situations. So someone comes in on an ambulance being transported from an accident scene, something like that. But they also say that these are key in ongoing cancer treatments for patients and any surgical emergency that might pop up. And again, oftentimes around the holidays nationwide, they start to see a shortage. So Heidi Ruster, CEO of the American Red Cross Utah and Nevada region, said they just want to get word out on this. Each donation, it helps. Every donation is a real patient whose life is saved, which is a great way to think about it. And she said blood supplies depend entirely on volunteer donors. There is no funding mechanism for this type of thing. And there is also no substitute if it falls short. So the Red Cross is calling on donors, and particularly, this is very rare, well, much more rare, but if you're out there with type O positive, type O negative, or type B negative blood, those are very much in need. Type O negative is the universal blood type. It can be used in any emergency on any patient when there isn't time to determine a patient's actual blood group. And type B negative is just extremely rare. Less than 2% of the global population actually has type B negative. So if you are type O positive, type O negative, or type B negative, they're begging for your donations. But everyone else is encouraged as well. And they have a little bonus for you as well. If you, today or tomorrow, if you actually participate in this Red Cross blood donor drive, you can find locations throughout, wherever you're listening from, throughout northern Utah at redcrossblood.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS. They also have a blood donor app if you want to go about it that way. But you can find locations regardless of where you're listening from right now. There are several here in Logan, a couple in Box Elder, and many more in Weber County. But if you make your donation, if you give blood through the American Red Cross at one of these Utah locations today or tomorrow, you get a $15 Amazon gift card. And then if you give after tomorrow, December 19th through the first of the year, donors will receive an exclusive Red Cross long sleeve T-shirt, which cannot be purchased. That is definitely a collector's item. So more details on this again at cashvalleydaily.com, but it is an annual event because the donations drop off and the accidents tend to go up this time of year, and it has led to shortages of blood at trauma centers, even here in Utah just recently. I think it was just 3 years ago that happened. So give blood if you can, if you're inclined. Again, find a location throughout northern Utah. There are several here in Cache Valley, Box Elder County, and Weber County, even one over in Rich County. You can find the locations closest to you, regardless of where you're listening from, at redcrossblood.org, or again, call 1-800-RED-CROSS. Or finally, you can download the Red Cross app and find a location that way as well. But do that today or tomorrow. You get a $15 Amazon gift card. If you wait until the 19th, from the 19th until January 4th, everyone who gives blood gets a limited edition Red Cross long sleeve T-shirt that can't be purchased anywhere else. So check it out. Links and more information at cashvalleydaily.com. And we'll be back with more of For the People right after this.
News Talk 610 AM, 102.1 FM, KVNU.
Hi, I'm Taylor with CAPSA. This holiday season, we're inviting you to give the gift of hope. At CAPSA, every act of giving, your time, a donated item, or a financial gift, helps survivors of domestic violence and sexual assault rebuild their lives. Every dollar received provides safety, support, and a new beginning for someone in need. Visit CAPSA.org to learn how you can make a difference today.
Learn more about CAPSA, including ways to support, at CAPSA.org.
So much more than a tire store.
Time is running out, so get to Discount Tire and Automotive now. Winter driving means you need good, safe traction. Take advantage of huge savings. Get a $50 instant rebate on any 4-traction tires, or improve safety with winter tires that excel below 45 degrees. Plus, we've got layaway, no credit check financing in 12 months, no interest. Don't wait another day. Drive in now to Discount Tire and Automotive.
Discount Tire. So much more than a tire store.
Do you suffer from consistent symptoms like these, and no matter how many doctors you see, things don't improve?
I definitely had fatigue and unexplained weight gain, brain fog, my joints hurt, and I just didn't feel like me. The last couple of years, I just had doctors telling me, oh, you're over 40, we can put you on prescriptions, and I just knew that wasn't what I wanted.
In a conventional model, it's typically one size fits all. Everyone's herded around like sheep and treated the exact same way. When they come to Red River, it's important to customize the treatment plan for that specific patient.
Talking with Dr. Swindlehurst, I just immediately felt like he was listening. He had a plan for me individually as a human being. If you're feeling the way that I was feeling, there's no reason that you can't go in for a consultation and do your blood work and see what they say.
If you're battling autoimmune symptoms, we have personalized options just for you.
Call Red River Health and Wellness at 855-55-RIVER.
Call Red River today.
Hey there, this is Colleen from Pool Orthodontics. We're thrilled to be your Best of Northern Utah Silver winner for Best Orthodontist. It's an honor and a reminder of why we love doing what we do. Thanks for voting, and thanks for being a part of our story.
You work before dawn and long past dusk. At Black Cliffs Equipment, we see that. That's why we bring you Massey Ferguson tractors. Right now, get 0% financing for up to 84 months on select tractor models. Plus, great offers on hay equipment. And when the work gets tough, our service team is here to help with genuine AGCO parts. As a way of saying thanks for all you do, mention this ad when you come in for a free gift. Black Cliffs Equipment, your Massey Ferguson dealer in Hyde Park.
Did you know most plumbing and heating emergencies could be prevented with regular maintenance? Canyon Plumbing and Heating's membership plan gives you a biannual system check, 10% off repairs, and priority service, all for less than $10 a month. It's the smart way to save money, avoid surprises, and keep your home running efficiently. At Canyon Plumbing and Heating, we treat your home like it's our own. Visit Canyon Plumbing and Heating's website at canyonph.net to sign up today and enjoy comfort you can count on.
Anderson Seed and Gardens Christmas Blowout event continues. Now save 50 to 75% off almost all Christmas items in stock. That includes trees, ribbon, garland and wreaths, ornaments, and much more. They also have clearance markdown items starting at $1. All sales are final. It may be winter, but it's never a bad time to learn about gardening. Sign up for Anderson's weekly gardening class, which starts January 25th. See store for details. There's always something new at Anderson Seed and Garden, Logan.
Hi, this is Gordon Deal. Thursday on This Morning, America's First News. It's not just the glitzy new ballroom at the White House. Hear how President Trump's renovation spree is incorporating more D.C. landmarks. Also, if the numbers indicate we're still in spending mode, how is it that consumer sentiment is still suffering? We'll analyze the two trends. And the latest software companies are using to spy on their workers. Thursday on This Morning, America's First News. From 4 to 6 on News Talk KVNU, 610 AM and 102 FM.
As we've discussed here on the show, the penny is no more. I mean, kind of. Still, millions of them out there, but they're not being made anymore. So eventually, as they're slowly collected and recycled, basically, by which, interestingly enough, there's actually a legal process that has to play out for you to destroy money. But that's what's going to happen is these are slowly collected by banks. Banks are incentivized to send them back in through a mint program, and they will be phased out. Eventually, the penny will disappear, which, of course, makes the penny a collector's item. So our final story of the day, something to send you into your evening with a smile, or maybe not. You're going to be wishing maybe you had one of these. But the U.S. Mint, when this announcement was made and when the last mint was actually struck of the penny, the U.S. Mint sold 232 3-cent sets, 3 pennies in a set, for a total sum for the 232 sets of $16 million. That was at an auction last week hosted by the Stack's Bowers Galleries. Even more impressive, though, not in dollar amount total, but because it was for 3 pennies, the final set, the actual 232nd set, the last 3 pennies ever struck, and traditional Lincoln cent design, nothing special about them, just that they were the last 3 ever struck at the U.S. Mint. That single 3-cent, 3-penny set itself sold for $800,000. That is amazing. And John Kraljevic, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing his name right, the person running the auction, said that he had never seen anything like this. He said, I've been going to coin auctions for 40 years, and I can tell you I've never seen anything like this. They captured the public imagination with a few rare coins, rare only because they were the last ones. And, penny's been around since 1793, and officially last penny struck 2 weeks ago in 2025 at the Philadelphia Mint. And again, those last 3 pennies went for $800,000 for the 3 of them. Yeah. That's our show for today. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you'll stick around. Dave Ramsey is next here on KVNU Logan.